think Roger McCreary is going to be a huge player for the Titans this year, at least an important player. We'll see how he performs. But, I mean, when you're talking about the guys that the Titans have at cornerback, I mean, Christian Fulton's missed 14 games in 2 seasons. Caleb Farley missed 14 games last year coming off another ACL injury. You can't have too many quarterbacks. I mean, when you look at the Titans schedule, the quarterbacks they're going to be playing in the season. Let's talk about the 2 of the first 3 guys they're playing. They've got to go to Buffalo and face Josh Allen in week 2. Then Derek Carr comes to town in week 3 with Devontae Adams. You've still got to go through, the Mahomes, the Russell Wilson, the Aaron Rodgers, the Joe Burrow stretch right there. And you've got Justin Herbert and Dak Prescott later on in the season. These are some of the game's best quarterbacks. I mean, you're probably playing 8 of the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL right now, excluding Lamar Jackson and Tom Brady. So for me, it's an 8. I'm going 8 as well. I think that's as high as we saw it. I got to go there as well, just because you don't know what you have in Farley. Fulton hasn't played a full season yet. Now, I think that this year's the year he could do that. You never can predict injuries, though. The Titans have not had great injury luck in years past. But when you have these teams and you have these quarterbacks coming into town, this isn't a 2-cornerback league anymore, right? You got to have more than 2 solid cornerbacks. I mean, the offense.
You really got to have 4.
You've got to have 4. And let's go through the depth real quick, because they obviously have Fulton, they have Farley, they add McCreary, but the next few guys, you've got Elijah Molden, Buster Screen, who I thought was effective in limited snaps last year, Chris Jackson, a 7th-round pick, who really was thrust into a bigger role than he probably should have been playing, but because of injuries, the 7th-rounder had to step up, and he did at times last year, but there were some times where it was clear that Chris Jackson probably doesn't need to be playing 60-70% of the defensive snaps, and I think everybody will agree with that. And then you have Greg Maben, who kind of brought off the street in tough COVID times. But you obviously need McCreary to be effective. Again, I'm not even sold that Farley wins the job for week 1. I think McCreary can come in and compete.